Hello, Robert. How are you?
Good. How are you, Nazim?
I'm
Nizam.
fine
It's
too.
Nizam, right?
Nizam.
Yeah,
Nizam.
Nizam.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
sorry.
much for accepting and giving me chance to interview.
Sure.
So, friends, we have Robert here. So, let me give a small introduction. Robert is Executive Director. Um, so, he was appointed to the position of Executive Director in September of 2008 in ACEP. So, what is this all about? We'll go into the discussion later. So, prior to this, he was on ACEP's board of directors for 3 years. During that time, he served as the conference director while also helping steward many of ACP's key initiatives focused on improving operational and financial aspects of ACP. He designed ACP's Science of Energy Healing online program as well as spearheaded ACP's revamped EFT training program. He is a licensed psychologist and a coach in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and is author of the Tools for Transforming Trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, a clinician's guide, and we are no fun anymore, helping couples cultivate joyful marriages through the power of play. So I'm just reducing it short because I'm going to provide entire details about Robert in the YouTube description. So Robert, you have like author, director. Oh my God, like you have side.
Yeah, I've been busy.
Okay, so how did all this started? How did you get into this psychology and landed up
How did
in
I get into psychology or energy psychology?
energy psychology exclusively?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was a psychologist first, and yeah, I've always been looking for, I don't know, better ways to work with folks. I was very much interested in Ericksonian hypnosis. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Anyway, did that for a lot. I was interested in consciousness and how do we get people to change. And so and I was interested in family. I studied structural family therapy and strategic family therapy and psychodynamic therapy, all kinds of stuff. And as I get into energy psychology, I ended up, there was this it was back in I guess the 90s,
Oh.
a guy named Roger Callan. Yeah, that's when dinosaurs roamed. Uh, anyway,
I like your humor.
So there's a guy named Roger Callahan who was talking about thought field therapy, and he was making these ridiculous, at what seemed like it really bold claims about what could be done. And I was already working with trauma by that point. I already knew how to work with trauma pretty effectively, I thought. And here's this guy coming on saying that he could do it even faster and more thoroughly than I could. I'm like, well, I doubt that. And I ended up taking a training with somebody who was trained with him just because I was in the local thing. So I experienced this stuff, this weird tapping thing at the time. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. This actually seems to, this is pretty fast. This doesn't make sense to me, but okay. And, so feeling is seeing, feeling is believing. So I did that. And then I was like, oh, I got to learn a little more about this. And I took more training. And the thing that sort of it's the Alice, the Alice in the Looking Glass. The thing that took me down the rabbit hole was the idea straight from physics that everything's energy, everything's a field, that, if you've got this, here, this is a, phone here, and it seems like it's solid and all that. But in fact, in physics, we all know it's not. A table isn't really solid. It looks like it's solid, but it really isn't. And the thing that binds it together is, in fact, a field. And there are things called Faraday's field equations and all this physics stuff. Okay, well, if that's, then we're fields too, by definition. And then you get into the idea of what's a thought. I mean, if physical objects are fields, maybe thoughts or feels. So hence the journey. And so that was the, that was the journey. Once you got that far, it was kind of a done deal. Only I didn't know it at the time.
Yes. And what is this ACEP all about? Who conceptualized this thought and how it emerged, Robert?
Sure. So ACEP stands for the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology. It was founded in 1998.
Mhm.
It was his original presidents were David Gruder and Dorothea Hover Kramer. And their idea, they were all these folks by then, people were interested in there was TFT, thought field therapy, and EFT, and there was stuff going on. And people wanted to, they wanted to create an association that would become, it would be the word comprehensive in that context was meaning like the family. We're going to be the family of all these different approaches because they share many commonalities. And so out of that, a nonprofit, association was created. And to this day, that's what it is still an association of professionals, mental health professionals, allied health professionals, coaches who engage in energy psychology of one form or another, as well as, energy medicine ideas and consciousness ideas, meditation. I mean, everybody's sort of traveling in this, in that sphere, really a very mind, body, spirit oriented organization.
Okay, wonderful. And I want to ask about the different training programs that are being offered through ACEP. So the
Sure.
first one is emotional freedom techniques. There's two different levels which I see, professional skills 1 and 2. And then, so could you please tell how
Sure.
unique is it?
Yeah. Well, let me back up a minute. So for
Mhm.
folks, I mean, we are a membership organization, and there are membership fees, international membership fees for so people in India are international too. So if you want to become a member, you're welcome to become a member.
Yes.
And so a number of years ago, Emotional Freedom Techniques was created by Gary Craig. And a number of years ago, he basically said he was going to stop training folks. He'd had a heart attack, and anyway, he had a lot of things. And so there was this big gap. And at that time, ACEP didn't have that program. And there seemed like such a need that we decided, and somebody came to us, Tina Craig, Gary's daughter, said she wanted to do this. And we ended up sponsoring a program because we wanted to make sure there was good training. So ACEP is, some people think, oh, ACEP's an EFT organization. We're not. We're broader than that. And so anyway, so the original training went on for a number of years, but it became clear that we needed to find a way. We would have people go from town to town and do a workshop. It was really economically challenging. It's very difficult to do, and it was just. And we wanted to create a way to do an online program. And so at the time, and this was before Zoom existed, but nobody knew about Zoom. And if you think about it, if you've ever been to you go to a weekend workshop, has basically 3 parts. Somebody gets up on the stage and lectures and tells you stuff. Second thing they do is they do demonstrations. I guess there's 3 things. They'll answer questions. And then the 4th thing is you practice. That's right. Well, everything but practice can be done via the internet. I mean, you get up and you can practice. Do a demonstration, you can show that too. Answer questions, you can do that. But how do you practice? And so couldn't solve that. But then we discovered that Zoom has, now everybody knows these things called breakout rooms.
Yes.
And once we figured out that, it was like, oh, we could have people break out into small rooms. So we created this different program. So instead of going to a weekend workshop, we now have two we have EFT Professional Skills 1, EFT Professional Skills 2. These are basically the equivalent of 2 long weekends. But instead of being all at one time, they go, each program goes over about 5 or 6 weeks. You watch videos, there's demonstrations, and then we have small group practices every week. And so person goes, takes the first training, you get to learn the basics. The second training, you go deeper. And then for those that want to go further and into certification, we have PS3 and PS4 that gets people actually certified as a professional. The only issue for anyone that cares, that our program is limited though to mental health professionals. And some people don't like that. The reason we did that was not because we don't like coaches or stuff. We love coaches, they're fine, but it's just such a different class. It's just different to teach. There are different kinds of people that go there, and you to teach both at the same time, we thought was difficult. And so we just focused on that. And I mean, if somebody wants to get trained as a coach, there are other places to go, and we refer to them.
Yes. So that's how it is. And is it little different because this was limited to mental health professionals? The approach unique and application is.
It's a little different. Yeah, because we've, I mean, I don't know what it's like in India, but in the United States, for instance, coaches are not supposed to do psychotherapy. If you're a coach, you're not supposed to work with trauma per se or any mental. But the problem is that a lot of trauma is what's going on, and so the course that we're training is a very trauma informed approach. So there's a lot of talking about trauma and what, the 3 stages of trauma and how to work with trauma. So that's one of the main differences. And even people that say have anxiety or other issues, underneath that, there's usually some trauma. And so that's another reason why we just concentrated. We really wanted to be able to do a good trauma-informed approach, which technically, these are the rules as they are now, not something that coaches are supposed to be doing. Not that they can't do them really well, because I know some coaches are way better than some psychologists, but the rules are the rules.
Yeah.
At least for most of the people where we are. I don't know what it's like in India, for instance.
It's pretty much similar here as well, Robert. And Robert, I have seen this. There is a course exclusively on the science of energy healing.
Yeah.
So could you please tell what
That's a totally different course. So the EFT course is a how to do it course. The science of energy healing came off of the fact that lots of people in our field, they do the clinical work, but they don't know the science behind it. And so back a number of years ago, we put out this course. We got all the great experts, and it's in different categories, but we answered and provided the scientific underpinnings of energy psychology, energy healing. We have people like, Bruce Lipton and Dan Siegel and Dean Radin, but it's a on-demand course. So there's 2, there's Science and Energy Healing 1 and Science and Energy Healing 2. Energy Healing 1 is like almost 20 hours of training with all the bonuses, like the science of meditation is one of the bonuses. I think that's 1. Hopefully, I think I got that right. And Science of Energy Healing 2 is like 10 hours of training. And we go on the science behind energy psychology, all kinds of things. Does that
Is
answer
it also exclusive for mental health professionals?
No, anybody
can
take that.
Oh,
Yep.
That's
Yep.
nice.
Anybody can take that. Yep.
Okay. And There's one more course which is comprehensive energy psychology.
Well, there's also a course on ethics too. There's something called Clarity and Wisdom. That's another on-demand course.
Okay.
So just again, if people come to Energy Psyched Up, we're going to be launching a new website in about 30 days.
Okay.
So the website that you see now is old and clunky and can't stand it anymore.
But the courses remain same, right, Robert?
Oh, yeah, the course is the same. It's just going to be a new website.
That's
It's going to be a gorgeous website. Anyway, and so the other course that we have done over the years is comprehensive energy essentials of comprehensive energy psychology. And so where the way I've sort of talked about it is the EFT is drilling down on just one approach. The comprehensive energy psychology approach covers a broader, wider range. It gives people a way to a kind of a structure that they can mix and match other approaches. There's a lot more emphasis on assessment, and things like muscle testing is involved. You learn how to do that. You learn how to use the chakras. You learn how to use a form of thought field therapy, really, some stuff with biofield. Unfortunately, that course was also a course that we would go from city to city. And once, of course, COVID hit, that was done. And so we've been working. So right now it's not really around. It's not available. We're working to upgrade that to a partially online training. And then there would be a one in-person part to it.
So it's like blend of online and offline.
Yeah, it'll be partly a little like the EFT program where there's online and then there's practice, but because of things like muscle testing, there's going to be one in-person. Well, that's the idea. One, like, come to a hotel somewhere in-person thing. At least that's the plan. It's still really actually it's being worked on. It's going to be, we'll see if it comes out in 2022. Hopefully it will.
2022. Yeah.
Well, that's 2022 is in 30 days.
Yes. Just 28 days more. So yeah. So Robert, I have this curious question because
Sure.
when I was going through this comprehensive energy psychology course, there is something it was mentioned that a unique, specific 6-step protocol. The training in most specific techniques focuses on only a few of these steps. What does this mean, like unique 6-step protocol?
So the 6-step framework is really this idea that there are 6 steps really that really any program actually uses, whether they realize it or not. But by making it much more explicit, each step, it allows somebody to meet somebody, find out what's important to them, where they are correct. There are certain, some people have certain energetic imbalances that make it hard for them to utilize the work. So those get corrected. And then there is a process to figure out which protocol. So let's just say somebody knows, I don't know, 3 different energy techniques.
Okay, let's say Reiki.
Suppose they do. I know technique A, technique B, and technique C. Okay. How do I know what's the right thing, which one for Mr. Smith?
Okay.
At this particular moment today. Okay. And so if you can assess somebody, usually with muscle testing, to see, but not only, there are other ways of doing it. What's the most important thing to work on today, and which of the various techniques would be the most helpful today, right now, and then tomorrow, next week might be something different.
Oh, wow. Such a unique thing. And that's the reason, because of the involvement of muscle testing, it is not being offered online.
Well, that was part of it. And then there were it was just when came time to upgrade during this COVID thing, there were it's a volunteer organization, and we just didn't get it together to be in time. So we're just running late. That's all.
Okay. And
Yeah.
is this course also exclusive for mental health professionals, or
No,
is it
it's
for
no.
anyone?
Now this course, the way this was designed is there are 2 tracks, so you could go whether you're mental health or not. But that was one of the things that we're trying to figure out about how to do that better.
Okay.
So these were some of the questions that we're working on.
Okay. Okay. And what kind of different memberships are available with ACEP, and what are the benefits of having this membership, Robert?
Sure. Well, oh, by the way, we also have, I don't know if you're aware, we have a conference
Yes, that was my
comes up.
next question.
Oh,
But
okay. So that'll be online. So, all right, so one of the benefits of membership is discounts on training. That's one of the big benefits. And especially for anybody internationally, because I think membership for people like in India is only like maybe it's $50 a year. It's so it's it's way less than like a US membership, which is like $150 a year. So that's international. Anybody in India or it would be international too. So you get discounts. You help support the organization and all the work. You get access to some free trainings that we offer every month. You get discounted malpractice insurance, although I'm not sure that's relevant where you are. Maybe it is.
No, in India it is not.
Actually, yeah, it's probably not. And I'm not even sure that insurance is good there anyway. So you get to find out all kinds of things, and we have some not clubs. What do we call them? We call them communities of practice. Communities of practice. So which is we have local groups, that's in person, but communities of practice are on the internet. So like there's one for people that do work are interested in the Course in Miracles. There's one for I think people that do work with couples. I can't remember off the top of my head. So there's some different things that members can join if they're interested in. That's another benefit.
Awesome. And what kind of different conferences that ACEP conducts, Robert?
So we do once a year. We have an annual international conference. It's usually around in mid-May to early June. This year the last 2 years it's been only online because COVID. Yeah. This year we're hopefully going to be in person as well as an online version.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all about ACEP, because I wanted to have one exclusive interview where people get to know about what is this ACEP about, membership, different courses that are being offered, and other stuff.
Sure. So, yeah, I know you interviewed Pam. You interviewed Pam, right?
Yes. I did. Thank you very much, Rob. It was wonderful knowing about different courses and what exactly let's there be one of the exclusive interview was there in my mind, and luckily it happened. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Well, we hope everybody can come to the website. We have all kinds of information that you can get for free. We also have as a free, usually we've had a free thing in the summer too.
Okay.
The last couple of years. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I wasn't.
So if you get on the website, if you can join, you can just get on our email list, and then you get to find out stuff.
Sure, Robert. Thank you very much.
Well, my pleasure. Thanks for taking the time to ask me questions about ACEP.
Thank you, Robert.